Audio Jungle.
It's another edition of Bites and this Art News Stands on Flip TV. Of course, you know, this is your number one newspaper review program that is being aired on number one platform, Flip TV. Michael Adekunle still remains my name. Today's edition of this program, we have the Nation newspaper and the Guardian guiding us on vital stories. Here, let's quickly move down to what we have on the Nation newspaper. Important headline here: Nigeria's debt profile, no cause for alarm, says government. Nigeria's debt profile, no cause for alarm, says government, with a very, very good rider here. Buhari restricts ministers' travels to twice per quarter. Buhari restricts ministers' travel to twice per quarter. All right, on top of the paper, we have some stories here. Ladoja Ibadan Obas renew battle over crowns. Ladoja Ibadan Obas renew battle over crowns. Ex-governor writes chiefs. Okay, Senate slams CSOs over renovation suits. FCDA owns building. Senate slams CSOs over renovation suits. FCDA owns building. Insurance firms recapitalization to wait. Regular shift deadline. Insurance firms recapitalization to wait. Regulator shifts deadline. All right, moving to another story here. Traditional rulers plan January 2 prayers to end Obaseki or Shomole feud. Traditional rulers plan January 2 prayers to end Obaseki or Shomole feud. Moving on to another story here. Boko Haram ISWAP attacked Northeast 27 times in 14 days, says military. Boko Haram ISWAP attacked Northeast 27 times in 14 days, says military. Lasso students hold candlelight procession for victim of ritual killing. Wow, very tragic one here. Lasso students hold candlelight procession for victim of ritual killing. You can see the picture of the students of Lagos State University. You can see them here holding the procession for the victim of the ritual killing. Lagos University students during a candlelight procession in honor of Favor Dele Oladele. Okay, moving on to another story. On the front page of The Guardian, police to secure Boko Haram war zone, orders as military leaves. Wow. Police to secure Boko Haram war zone, orders as military leaves. Government to procure more equipment for police in 2020. Government to procure more equipment for police in 2020. On to the next one. Muslim Christian groups differ over U.S. inclusion of Nigeria on watch list. Igbo insists on producing Nigeria's president in 2023. Igbo insists on producing Nigeria's president in 2023. Man attempts suicide over 7.6 million naira debt. Ogun Highway Road crashes, leave 19 dead, 159 injured in 16 days. All right, the last story here. Your appointments more divisive than Boko Haram activities. Christian body tells Buhari. All right, these are the stories we have on the front pages of The Nation and The Guardian. Let's join our reviewers for more talks. I'll be right back. We have series of stories on the front pages of The Guardian and The Nation newspaper. But let's quickly move down to what I have here. The major headline, which reads, police to secure Boko Haram war zone, orders as military leaves. It's a very good rider. Government to procure more equipment for police in 2020. Now, looking at this headline, I'm talking about the major headline on the front page of Guardian newspaper. Police taking over from the military. Do you think the police is capable of doing what the military could not be able to solve perfectly?
Okay. Well, I have not gone through the inside story to actually understand what
is going on.
is actually the context
Okay.
of the discussion. But be it as it may, I think Boko Haram issue has gone beyond policing, paramilitary. So they are more or less becoming more fortified. You see, assuming international dimension. And they have established link with other international terrorists,
Terrorist group.
like IS and other uh, from the Middle East.
Okay.
So, and they have given Nigerian military, Nigerian force a good fight. And Nigeria has lost billions of naira in combating with them. And as far as I'm still concerned, they are still holding some parts of Nigeria hostage. I think the police cannot match with Boko Haram. You see, they are only made to take care of the internal situations. This has gone, I mean, beyond what they should handle. So if they should take the responsibility of, I mean, they are more or less singing the the beating of suicide. And as far as Nigeria is concerned, Nigeria will never have confidence in Nigerian police. The military find it difficult to dislodge these people. These people have taken over. Imagine the number of casualties. Nigerian military, trained Nigerian forces, military forces that have been fell casualties as a result of the activities of Boko Haram. So I don't see it coming to it. It's more or less a joke. If they are saying they should take over and secure, what are they securing? So, and what is the number of policing and policemen or force in it compared to the ratio of the area they claim they should secure? So I think it can never, I mean, we shouldn't take that for granted.
Though they said, based on what they said some peace has been restored to some communities, which they think the military doesn't have that, doesn't need to delay itself or himself in that particular region. That they should come back and let police take over their normal duties. So what do you think? Or do you still insist that the military should still stay there?
You see, this Nigerian phenomenon, when the military or the Nigerian force tell you you should stop, you should stand, you should relax, you better start preparing yourself to exit, to leap, to run, to scurry for safety. Because oftentimes they have given such assurance without any concrete arrangement on ground to secure the people. Only just to run into the hands of Boko Haram. You see, the hands of the bandits. So it is high time Nigeria, of course, should know that these people cannot be trusted. When they tell you that everything is normal, it is not true. They will go back to their homes and you are the one to face the consequences. So everybody should be the chief security of himself. Until normalcy is restored, Boko Haram is totally dislodged. Reduced. Their activities being curtailed. There is no way you can tell me that you have won the war. Mind you, it's an ideology war. You cannot win it by mere bullets and gun. So there should be a concrete system put in place to checkmate this. We need a working orientation. We need the government has to, rather than spending money buying ammunition and combating Boko Haram, there should be another superior reasoning that will be able to dislodge that ideology going on in the northern region. before they will be able to tell us, come out and tell the entire world that they have won this war. But as far as I am concerned, they have never won this war, and I don't see them winning it in the next decade with this approach. I mean,
This kind of
style they are using. It can never be won.
Now let's move down to another story here. Igbo insisting on 2023 presidency. Do you think this is possible? We have the northern side shouting, clamoring for that seat. Also the Yorubas, which is the western states, also bidding for that particular position. Igbos, right from inception, have been denied of that seat. Now, what do you think would happen? Do you think Igbo still has that stand? Do you think they still have that capacity to get to that position?
Thank you very much. You see, the word insisting, Igbos insisting, I mean, does not suggest that we are gullible. You see, in a society where equity and fairness is entrenched, rule of law, you see, that society will eventually move forward. But when there is an imposition, when there are deprivation, when some part of the country assumed to be the master while loading it over to those they presume to be the slaves, there will never be peace in such a community, in such a society. So are Igbos part of Nigeria? Igbos are the major tribes in this country called Nigeria. Igbos have contributed a lot in keeping Nigeria as one, in advancing the cause, both commerce-wise and industrial-wise. Igbo has contributed to the GDP, to the economy, in building the economy and the peace. Igbo are peace-loving people wherever they go. They will advance any particular sector or region they found themselves. They will seek to improve that region. So I don't see a reason why an average Igbo man is driven by the mindset and the spirit of accomplishments. And whatever it takes him to achieve that, I think he will not hesitate in doing that. So Nigeria has deprived themselves of that privilege of moving forward by denying an Igbo man to be the president of Nigeria. And as long as that remains, Nigeria will not have peace. Nigeria will not have progress, will not experience progress. And of course, in no distant time from now, Igbos, of course, have been clamoring to be independent of their own, to determine their own destiny in their own hands. Because it's as if this union called Nigeria is restricting their progress. It's drawing them back. You see, every government policy is geared towards frustrating them. And they can't continue in such hostile environment. So I think the best thing for an Igbo man is not presidency. The best thing is the freedom of expression. This freedom to achieve greatness by self-determination, self-efforts. So if those atmosphere or environment are not created, you see, they will continue to seek for a country of their own, which definitely they must get in the course of time, because everything has been in place and we have fought the war and we are winning the war.
My own contribution is that, well, I think in 2023, the Igbos deserve a president. They deserve to produce a president for this country. Please let us have a president from Igbo extraction. Let us feel the impacts the Igbos can contribute to nation building.
Are you an Igbo?
I'm an Igbo. I'm an Igbo. At least we have witnessed
The
um,
Hausas.
the Hausas, the Yorubas,
Okay.
even the South. At least let us witness some. Let us be fair to the geopolitical zones we have in the country. Let us witness someone from Igbo. Let us give them a trial for this coming election. At least let us see what they can do. That is my own contribution. Yes.
Don't you think getting Biafra, I getting that will be better for the Igbos? Because some have said that we don't even need that. I'm talking about Igbos. We don't need presidency. We don't want president. We want to become president. Just get us our Biafra. Just give us our freedom. Now, which one do you think will better the lives of Igbos? Which one do you think the Igbos or the Igbo nation will be comfortable with?
Well, I think Biafra to me is not a way forward for the Igbos now, because of a lot of factors. You know, Igbos have contributed a lot to this country. If you go to any nooks and crannies of this country, there's no place that you will not see an Igbo man hustling, struggling, to developing that area. If you look at most Lagos we have today, most buildings we have today are owned by Igbos. You know, if you come to Lagos today, houses are expensive. It's because of the Igbos. Even the north, people do fear to travel to the north before, but this time around, because of the presence of Igbos in those areas, you understand, goods can easily come from the north to the south, even to the southeast. You understand? So Igbos have contributed a lot to this country, at least to produce a president. So I would suggest we should go for presidency instead of going for Biafra independence.
Now, what do you think has been the major obstacles to Igbo getting to that seat? As an Igbo.
Well, the major obstacle there is the ruling party. You know, the ruling party we have today, which is the APC. I don't know. They already have a candidate on ground, and they have the power. They have the power. So this will be an obstacle because the ruling party is there already, and they have the money and the power and everything. And from the look of everything, it's like they have a candidate. They have a candidate.
If you said the ruling party, but you should realize that the ruling party was once an opposition before.
Yes. Yes. Well, everything will depend on the masses.
They were on the opposite sides before, and an Igbo man wasn't the president. So you're saying that the major obstacle is the ruling party. Don't you think it's something else?
Yes, I agree with you. Although that is what I'm saying. If you look at it now, you see that most people are clamoring for Igbo presidents.
Look, you are talking about. Are you talking about the ruling party right from inception or APC?
The APC,
as the president.
The APC presently, and the APC they are the ruling party at the moment, and they have the power at the moment. They have the power at the moment. They have everything, the resources. They occupy most of the seats at the federal level, even at the Senate. So it will be very, very hard for all the opposition parties to gain access. But at the same time, if Nigeria would decide, okay, this is the person who really want a change from the present administration.
But if you still said the ruling party, but we are during the last February 2023 election, we had the likes of what do you call it, Atiku Abubakar, that came from the north to be the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Shura AAC, not an Igbo man. So don't you think it's not the matter of ruling party? It's a matter of Nigeria or what?
Yes, that is what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. You know, sometimes everything depends on what the masses want.
Okay.
You know, presently, the last election, I think people needed a continuation of Buhari's administration.
Okay.
You know, based on what Buhari is doing, his fight against corruption and all that. So people came into that idea and said it should continue. But now it's like Buhari tenure will end by 2023. And the person that is coming in, we don't know his status, we don't know his profile and everything. So it's an open situation. So any new candidate can come in.
But do you expect to be there among the
Well, I
tribes?
will expect Nigerians to give at least a president from the Igbo extraction a chance. Let us see what the Igbos can contribute to this nation.
This will wrap it up on today's edition of Bystanders at Newsstands on Flip TV. Make sure you join us next time as we bring you another interesting topic from Nigeria. Michael Adekunle, of course, is my name. Today, taking over from Latif Adewale is Ola Ibitoye, very good cameraman and editor, always keeping it real on Flip TV. All right, till I join you next time on the same channel. Keep having a good day. I say bye and Happy New Year.